Hi ladies. I'm going to try to do a quick video this time about the pads that I wore this month in January. I just missed a chance to do a video entirely in December. It was just a crazy month. I'm sure everyone was in the same boat. I had family in for the holidays and the kids were out of school, and they've been out of school a lot for snow. So I didn't have a chance to record a video until now. I have already had my period for January, so I'll go ahead and do this month. But I just completely missed December, so I apologize for that. I did have a period in December, and it was 5 days. And this time in January was about 4.5, so it was just barely under 5 days. I've talked about that before in some of my other videos, that my periods used to be exactly 5 days every time before I switched to cloth. And then when I switched to cloth around late summer last year, my periods got much shorter just immediately. They went down to 4 days and then 3 days. And then in November, it went back to 5 days again, and I thought at that time it was just stress related. December could have also been stress related too. It was 5 days in December, and actually, to be totally honest, this month in January could have also been stress related, because it was about 5 days, just slightly under. So I'm just gonna go through these real quick. I have these arranged this time by brand. I thought that might be kind of fun to do it that way. And I have a few new things that I want to show. I got some new items that I wanted to try. These were Halloween clearance items, but I did go ahead and try it out. I stumbled across a little shop on Etsy called Lanas Line. Or I'm sorry, it's probably Lanas Line. And I stumbled across it somehow. I don't remember exactly how, but I saw that she had knitted or crocheted pads, and I was so curious about these. I wanted to try this out. So I'll show you these and sort of describe my experience. But first, this was in her Halloween clearance. And so I just went ahead and got this. It was just only just a couple dollars. And I thought the design was interesting. This one is sort of like the Luna Pads idea, but it's not a full pad for the backing. It's just the wings. So the wings just wrap around. And then these two inserts are flannel. They're both quite thin though. I think it's just 2 layers of flannel each. There's nothing in between. And so I did wear this with both of the layers, and I used it for a light day, and it was fine. I was concerned about whether, it would just leak right through, since there's not really a protective backing here. But it didn't leak through these 2 layers. But I didn't wear these very long. I was concerned about the thinness, and it was a light day, so they held up fine. I think this was actually labeled as a panty liner. But I thought this was really cute. The idea is cute. And I like this little decorative touch here. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a butterfly embroidered on every piece, even on the wings. And I really liked that. And I like these prints. I thought this was really cute. So this one was good. But I got from the same shop, I got these knitted pads that I was really curious about. This one is wingless. So there's really nothing to hold it in place except your body. And so I was quite nervous wearing this one, and I actually did have to go out of the house. I tried to wear this on a weekend when I wouldn't have to go anywhere, but I ended up having to run an errand, so I did have to go out of the house with this, and I was quite nervous about it because it's wingless and because it's knitted. So I don't know if you can see the light coming through there. I wasn't really sure. I wanted to try this and just see, but I wasn't really sure if I could trust it. And this one actually was okay. This wasn't in very long, and nothing leaked through, but I didn't wear it very long. But I could feel it kind of shift. I could feel it kind of move around as I walked, and so I was a little nervous. I probably wouldn't wear this one out of the house again. Same thing with this one. Now this one does have wings, and it's quite thick. But as you can see, because it's knitted, there are these little holes through here. But it is, as you can see, it's, after it's been washed and everything, it's quite tight. It pulls back together again. So I was not sure what to think of this, and I did wear it on a weekend to test it out. This one with the wings stayed in place just fine. And it's got 2 snaps. It stayed in place just fine, but it was quite narrow. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just show, as an example, most of the pads are 2.5 inches. Most are 2.5 inches across here. And this one, when it's snapped up, is narrower. You can see that. So it was just a little uncomfortable because it was so narrow. It kind of felt bunched up. And because of this thickness. It was nice and cozy and warm, but it's quite thick, just for comparison. The amount of thickness, you can tell. I don't know how well you can really see versus how it feels, but it's quite a bit thicker. So I was just very aware of it being there. I could really feel it. And I left this one in a little longer, and my flow was starting to pick up more at this time. So I did actually have a leak through here. So what I'm thinking of doing next time, I probably will just save this one for winter use, because it's like a sweater. It's very warm and cozy. But I just really can't imagine wearing this in warmer weather. And I'm also thinking about trying to make some kind of extender, just make my own wing extender here to get a little bit wider. And what I want to try next time is to put a liner or an insert from, like a Luna Pads or something, put it behind here, to prevent any leaks from going through. So that's what I'm going to try next time. I really do appreciate the amount of time and energy that must have gone into making this. I don't knit or crochet myself. I'd like to, but I don't. I don't know how. So I really do value how much time this must have taken to make. And I'm glad that I tried it. I was so curious about knitted pads, so I'm glad that I tried this, and I will give it another try with the changes that I just mentioned. So that was an interesting experience. Now, also, from this shop owner sent me in my order a knitted tampon, and I actually had looked at these before, and I'd been very curious, and I had wanted to try these, but I never really got up the nerve to buy one. I use the Diva Cup occasionally, and in fact, I did use it this cycle, and I put my little cup spot here just to remind me. I don't have the cup with me, but just to remind me that I did, in addition to these pads, I did also use the cup, just a little bit. This is an organic cotton nursing pad, and it is so soft. And the organic cotton is just unbelievably soft. I mean, it's just a pleasure to feel. So I use that as a cup spot. So I had been curious about these knitted tampons, but because I use the cup whenever I need a tampon alternative, I had not actually gotten up the nerve to try these yet. So I was really pleased when I found this included in my order. So I was very happy to have a chance to try these. Now, if you guys haven't seen these before, it just folds, it's just a square with a little string attached to be able to remove it. And you can either you can just roll it up like this, or you can put cotton balls. I read that somewhere. You can put a cotton ball or two in here and then wrap this around the cotton balls, and that will increase the absorbency. But I didn't do that. I just rolled it up as is. So you just roll this up, and then you insert it as you would a regular tampon without an applicator, like an OB or something. Now, I haven't used tampons in quite some time. I've gotten used to the cup instead, and I'm actually quite comfortable with my cup. I'm quite comfortable folding it and inserting it. And actually, I wish I had it here to show in comparison. This tampon is certainly not really, well, it's not any bigger than the cup, and so the cup folded up is actually, believe it or not, quite comfortable to insert now that I've gotten used to it. This, however, even though it's it's actually a little smaller in diameter than the cup, I found this a little uncomfortable to insert. I did finally get it in, but it was just uncomfortable. I felt like it was very drying, which is interesting that I used to feel that way all the time with regular tampons, and I just haven't used them in long enough that I'd sort of forgotten that. I used to have that feeling every time I put in a tampon. It just felt very drying. So that's what I felt when I was putting this in. It felt like it was just pulling all the moisture out of me, and which is good. That means it's working for its intended purpose. But I was surprised to find that I don't like that feeling anymore compared to the Diva Cup. And I wish I had it to demonstrate, but the Diva Cup, being made of silicone, doesn't have any drying effect. And that's something I'd sort of taken for granted these months that I've been using the cup instead of regular tampons. And so this was sort of reminiscent of what a regular tampon feels like, even though it's much healthier. This is so much better because when you're finished using it, you just unroll it and just wash it. And you don't have to, this is made of 100% cotton yarn, and so you really don't have to worry about like any fibers or anything that you would with a regular tampon. So it's a much better option. It just wasn't really as comfortable as I hoped for. So I will probably try it again next month just to give it another chance. I wanted to show you this also. I've showed this before. These are similar to Luna pads, but they're called jazzy pads. It's from an Etsy shop called Tamarack, and I got these. They're so much less expensive, so much more affordable than Luna pads. Even though I do have a set of Luna pads that I really am glad that I have. But the last time I used these was in November. It was on my November video. And I had a leak through here, which I didn't think was possible because it has a waterproof lining in here. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a waterproof lining. I don't know what material it is. I almost would guess that it's nylon as opposed to PUL. But because there's a waterproof lining in here, I did not think it was possible to have a leak. But I did in November. It leaked right through. So I just wanted to try these again and give them another chance. And I'm glad that I did. It was fine this time, no leaks. So these are, like I said, these are similar to Luna pads in style. And you just put these inserts in to adjust for your absorbency needs. And it's actually pretty comfortable, but just like the Luna pads, these are thicker. I actually have not used more than 2 inserts at once, but it does make it quite a bit thicker than the all-in-one pads. But, you know, I do appreciate it, the design, and I really like this particular color combination and the pattern. These are made of flannel. It's very soft. So I do enjoy having these. So these are the pads that I actually wore, and they're just sort of arranged by brand this time. These are County Cloth Creations. This is just a light pad. This one's the basic style compared to the regular style. And I have quite a few of these now in the basic style because they're more affordable. But I find them, truthfully, I find them just as comfortable and definitely just as reliable. So you can see the difference here. The basic pad maybe is not as visually appealing as the regular pad. So it's maybe just, you know, not quite as cute, but it is actually, you know, when I'm wearing it, it's just as comfortable. You know, I don't really feel like any extra bulk from this long flat wing. So it's just as comfortable, and they perform just as well. And this particular one is flannel, and it is just so soft. And I mean, all these County Cloth Creations pads, well, I mean, all of them are wonderful. They're all excellent. County Cloth Creations is so soft and flexible. It's just awesome. So that's the basic style. And then let's see, I have various sizes here. County Cloth Creations, and this one is so fun. I just love it. It's aliens, but it's got this polka dot print on the back, and I just really like that. I just really, even though I don't see the back, you know, when I'm wearing it, I just really enjoy that it's there. You know, I just enjoy the polka dots. So this is a fun pad. And then these are the yurt crafts that I wore. The sharks is always a favorite. I don't remember what this print is, but it's just sort of plain, but it performs really well. They all do. I just love yurt craft. I love all of these pads, but this one here is one of my favorites because it has bicycles on it, and I love anything with bicycles. And I don't know if you can see here, it's got 4 stars. This is actually the only ultra absorbency pad that I have from yurt craft at this time. So the next ones are fig leaves, and they're all wonderful too, and they are all so cute. I just love every one of them. Of course, Vikings is always fun. This one, I just love this print here. This one is so cute. It's these little characters with the umbrellas. I just get a lot of humor out of that. You know, the umbrellas for for the intended purpose. It's just so funny. And this one, little Oriental girls. It's just adorable. And this one's flannel, so it's extra soft, and it's got the heart snap right here. And I really like this one. I think the color combinations are great because this blue heart snap just goes so well. It, you know, just picks up the blue in the pattern, and then the back of it is orange. It kind of looks red on the camera, but this is actually orange, and it picks up this orange in the picture. And so I just think the color combinations are really well done on this one. And then sock monkeys. I have enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would. I had a sock monkey when I was just a little kid, and when I saw this, I thought it was cute, but I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I have. And then these are the overnight pads. These are various brands, but this one's the Yurt Craft, and it's sushi, which I just love. So these were the ones I used for overnight. This one is one of my favorite overnight pads. This one is from an Etsy shop called Purple Ducks, and I just always enjoy this one with the frogs. It just always cheers me up, and it is really thin, but I have used it overnight so many times and never had a problem with it. The only thing, I think I've mentioned this before, the only thing is because the snaps are the wings are up. See, they're not centered exactly, though the wings are sort of up towards the top of the pad. And because of that, it leaves this this long section here at the bottom, which is great for coverage. I mean, it's really great. I have plenty of coverage in the back, and I never worry about leaks. That's why it's great for overnight. But because of that, because of the wing placement, it does kind of leave this section down here to it does kind of move around a little bit. But like I said, it's always performed well. Never had a leak. It's nice and thin. But it absorbs a lot, and the print is just too cute. And then this is Yurtcraft. This is a longer pad. So this one is, these are specifically like overnight. I do occasionally wear this one sometimes during a heavy day. But this one I just keep for overnight. Oh, this one's 4 stars also. So it's ultra absorbency. I had forgotten that it was. But it does really well for overnight. And this one is Popples. This one is so funny. It came just in time. It came like on the second to last day of my period. And so, well, no, that's not right. Maybe it's the third. I don't remember. But it came just in time for me to wash it. I run everything through the washer when I first get it, just because of allergies and things like that. So it came just in time for me to wash it and hang it to dry, and then I used it like the last night that I had of my period. So I love the popple shape because this is just, it's so much coverage. I mean, you just can't believe it until you actually put it on. So I really like the shape for overnight, because when I'm wearing it, as you can kind of see here, I mean, it just covers everywhere, front, back, side. It just covers everything. So I never worry about having any leaks at night with this. So that's it, ladies. I hope that this was interesting. I'm sorry if it was a little disjointed and if I'm talking too fast. I drank too much coffee today. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful January. Have a great period, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.